let's close our eyes for a moment. Let's go back to a time when a familiar scent transported us to a happy place. What's your happy place? Perhaps it's the aroma of a freshly blooming flower in your grandma's garden, the sweet scent of your dog as a puppy, or the smell of pine in the forest. As we just experienced, scents can trigger memories. They have the remarkable ability to transport us through time and space, allowing us to revisit dear memories and connect deeply with our emotions. Let me tell you about my happy place. Growing up in a lakeside city surrounded by mountains in Greece, I was this little girl fascinated by nature, obsessed with National Geographic, and secretly trying out my mom's perfumes. So yeah, my dream was to be a scientist. I wanted to explore nature and capture its aromas and its scents. But as I grew older, I realized that all these natural wonders were fragile and required protection. So it became my mission to protect them before they disappear. So this mission took me on a global adventure and eventually landed me in a familiar landscape, another lakeside city surrounded by the mountains. So here in Zurich, I became a lecturer and a research fellow at the Collegium Helveticum of ETH Zurich. I decided to dedicate my scientific research to my passion, sustainable fragrances. So in the hunt for sustainable and rare fragrances, I returned to my roots in Greece. I led an expedition to Mount Olympus, Greece's highest mountain, to study the scents of rare aromatic plants. So here it is, my happy place, Mount Olympus. The delightful scent that you can smell right now is the essence of a rare plant that grows above 2,100 meters, only on this majestic mountain. Mount Olympus. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. Mount Olympus is a national park and a UNESCO biosphere reserve. Home to rare plants, this place is safeguarded by conservation laws, ensuring that these unique species can thrive without human interference. But it's also a place steeped in mythology, once believed to be the dwelling of ancient Greek gods. Ancient Greeks, like many ancient cultures, understood the power of scent. They used it in rituals, in ceremonies, even everyday life. This strong connection remains with us today. Scent still shapes our culture, as we can see in art and in literature. In his book, Perfume, Patrick Zuskind showed us how deeply scent can influence our behavior, often in invisible but powerful ways. Fragrances today are all around us, not just in perfume. In fact, we can find fragrances in over 25 types of products that we use every day. This multi-billion-dollar industry offers us over 3,000 fragrance ingredients. But here's the catch. Most of these ingredients are either manufactured by traditional synthetic chemistry, which can take a toll on the environment, or they are harvested directly from nature. Few are made through sustainable and innovative technologies. Meanwhile, the demand for unique and rare scents keeps growing. However, the future of the unique and rare scents might not be that rosy. Climate change, environmental degradation, wildfires, and loss of biodiversity, they all pose serious threats. Imagine that something so incredible, like the fragrance of rare plants, being lost forever. Pause and think for a moment. We might lose a species without even realizing its potential. Let's take, for example, the willow tree. If it had disappeared, we might have never discovered aspirin, the drug that so many of us rely on today. The truth is, natural products that we take for granted are more than just fragrances or medicines. They are part of our heritage. Likewise, the plants of Mount Olympus hold untold secrets, potential discoveries, or cures that could change the world. Their preservation is vital. The good news is that we can't create fragrances without harming nature. Technology allows us to reconnect with nature by creating beautiful scents that preserve our biodiversity and our cultural heritage. That's what led me to Mount Olympus, where I studied the scents of the rare plants. Now, fieldwork at high altitude. Let me tell you, that's not a walk in the park. Picture this. You have to conduct precise scientific research, but instead of being in a well-regulated lab, you're now on the rugged slopes of a mountain. Everything had to be perfectly planned, every detail. I was ready to tackle this challenge ahead of me. Until life happened. I got COVID. And for a scent scientist like me, even the idea of losing my sense of smell felt absolutely devastating. At that moment, many thoughts crowded my mind. I started thinking and imagining a world without scent. My world without scent. My world without all these fragrances that shape our memories, define our cultures and our identities. Imagine losing this connection forever. But I believe that if you care about something deeply, you find the way to keep going. So I adjusted, I prioritized, and I made it. Thank you. Thank you. So picture yourself in my shoes, at Mount Olympus, surrounded by breathtaking beauty and this anticipation of discovery. That was my reality while I led the expedition. And I was blessed to have the support of a great wildlife photographer, Freideriki Michailidou, who has decades of experience in identifying these rare plants and photographing them. So I captured the scents of these plants using non-destructive technology, and then stored the samples for analysis in the lab. To analyze them, I used the well-established technique of gas chromatography coupled to mass spectrometry. This allows us to break down the substances in incredible detail. Think of it as capturing a scent and then dissecting it into individual molecules, much like unraveling the different layers of a complex aroma. Back in the lab, I identified the molecular structures responsible for the scents. The best part? By understanding these compositions, I was able to recreate the fragrances without ever harming the plants. And now, as a tangible result of this work, I invite you to re-experience the essence of Mount Olympus again right here. The sample you smelled at the beginning, thank you. The sample you smelled at the beginning, and you can smell again now, is the essence of this plant, Ahlia ambrosiaca. Can you smell this botanical scent with a dash of dried wildflowers, a peppery note with a medicinal quality and a warm woody undertone? This aroma is a direct outcome of these efforts. It is a recreation of the plant scent, and a way for me to bring the treasures of Mount Olympus to you. It's an example of how science and sustainability can bridge the gap between distant landscapes and our senses. Can this paradigm be extended to other places of ecological and cultural significance? For example, the Swiss Alps or the Table Mountain in South Africa? Absolutely. The truth is, these places aren't just local treasures, they're globally important. When they start to disappear, we risk losing much more their untapped scents or medicines that they might offer us. But we lose a part of our heritage. So, how do we create fragrances without harming nature? How can we leverage technology to create sustainable perfumes that preserve our heritage? How can we make fragrances more sustainable? Our path forward isn't just about preserving the past. It's about honoring our heritage while we innovate towards a sustainable future. I know it's a delicate balance, but one we can achieve. But I'm not walking this path alone, and neither are you. Academia, industry, local communities, conservationists, we all have a role to play. So do you. Your choices matter. Next time you pick up a scent or a fragrance, I would like you to pause and think, what is the impact on our planet? Mount Olympus taught me a powerful lesson. Plans will change, challenges will come, but the fight is always worth it. Imagine if I had arrived too late. If these rare plants, the essence of my happy place, had disappeared by the time I reached the mountain. What priceless wonders might we lose if we don't act now? This is about more than just scents. It's about keeping our happy places alive, not just in our minds, but in the world, for the future generations. The time to act is now. Let's protect the fragrances, the beauty, and the biodiversity that define our world. Let's keep our happy places alive before it's too late. And just imagine the wonders that might still await us. Thank you.